I'm seeing and hearing from a lot of people who are doing these big, ambitious AI native platform plays. It feels like it's taking a long time to get that first GA ready kind of app out there. And it's easy to see the hockey stick growth of particularly the coding apps and compare ourselves to them. And I think they're really very different. It's easy for us to think we're in what I would call phase 4 of this whole evolution. And really, most of us are in phase 2 or 3, maybe phase 1, hopefully entering phase 4. If we're anywhere near entering phase 4 of this evolution, we're in really good shape. The starting gun was really May of last year. It's like a year and a half ago when 3.5 Sonnet came out. That was the first time that we could take raw material and reliably get high quality, type safe data out from it, right? That was the first time that we could take a pile of slop or conversation and really get like database rows or graph nodes to start to assemble. And so we're really only a year and a half in. The first phase was forgetting everything we knew about that particular domain, finding some sort of entry point into it, building that first product, working with the data, starting to see how we could create the data from scratch, essentially using these LLMs. It was brand new. A lot of experimentation probably before that with things like GPT-4, GPT-4 32K, rest in peace, even 3.5 Turbo and pleading with it to return type-safe JSON, all the rest of that. But we haven't been at it that long is the first thing. The second phase was taking these early products and bringing them to users and being immediately humbled by people's opinions of AI, the distrust of an AI creating the kind of data that we're used to creating manually. It definitely surprised me, the extent to this. And there were some headwinds of that kind of skepticism. But as the year kind of played out, the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025, the tailwind was that people were using ChatGPT, Claude, these other apps more and more and becoming more familiar with them. So the models are getting better. People are getting more used to using the models. There's still that distrust there, but it starts to become, as you get into spring of 25, probably, it starts to become more of a productive conversation with what people are imagining, where they want to see the product and the platform go, the types of control they want to have over the data, mutually seeing how is this going to all work? How are we going to coexist with the AI and trust it to do some work? And that's the third phase, is taking those learnings, building in transparency, building in controls. We're seeing Anthropic now with the citations API. Everybody's trying to do the same thing, which is to give users a feeling of understanding, credibility, fact checkability of the data with nice inline, easy to understand controls of, I want it more like this, I want it more like that. So control and transparency together, along with the tailwind of people generally becoming more used to this stuff, creates this environment where the product iteration can be a lot faster, more rapid, higher quality, more on target. And then we start to spin towards something that looks like, okay, this is going to work. The fourth phase, the phase that we think we're in, all of us, all the time, since the starting gun, is the winning the market phase. And not that many apps are really in that spot yet. You know, Cursor and Warp, the thing to remember about the coding apps is that they didn't have to do the whole phase of really understanding how to build the data. The data is there. The foundation models know an enormous amount about coding. And by definition, the product has the entire possible context set sitting there in one directory on the file system. So right from there, it was like phase 3. They were like right into phase 3 and able to go into phase 4 of competing in the market pretty immediately. So for a lot of us who are building these things where we have to actually assemble and pre-process and understand much more nuanced data that just lives out in the ether, it's taken a lot longer. We have to go find that data on the internet. We have to ingest the data. We have to let people connect these data sources. We have to find ways of cooking it into something that's going to be usable. And then finally now getting to that point where the data is good, people trust it, they can interact with it, chat with it, build things out of it, have all the controls in place. So I think that's kind of what's going on, is that we see the coding apps and we think that we should be there, but they were able to kind of skip a couple major phases of this. And the models were really, really good at coding from day zero. That's been a major component of their training sets the entire time. So if you're an AI native platform founder, just know you're not alone. You're doing great. Keep drinking the coffee. Keep working hard. It's all going to work out, we think.